Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So as per usual, the timestamps will be in the description bar below as well as the comments. So let's just get started here. Okay, so starting off with Aries, the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Oh, okay. We have the Seven of Swords that wanted to pop out here, okay? And the other card that fell out is the Eight of Staffs, okay? Seven of Swords, Eight of Wands. You could be inquiring about someone you are speaking to, although you are kind of suspecting what they are saying, or there's something very suspicious about their energy or their communication towards you this week, Aries. Okay, let's see. How does this person feel? And the Two of Wands wanted to come out as well. There's something about this person's communication that's causing you to feel a bit distant from them. And it could be because you don't trust, what they are telling you. We have the Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck, okay? And then we have the Six of Cups. Okay. So this is someone who actually feels very deeply towards you with the Two of Cups. You definitely share some sort of a past with this person. With the Six of Cups, I do feel like there's a little bit of a nostalgic energy associated here. But as much as this is someone who has deep emotions for you, they're also acknowledging something that occurred between the both of you in the past that caused, distance here. And I feel like this is someone that, again, you could be communicating with, but you're having a hard time trusting what they are telling you. You're having a hard time believing them. So let's see. How is this person feeling about Aries? Okay, so we have a lot of Wands energy here. You definitely could be dealing with another fire sign, so another Aries like yourself, Leo, possibly a Sagittarius. Four of Wands and the Five of Swords. Okay, yeah. This is a very clear message that you have someone here who is thinking about you because they want to reconnect. You could already be in communication with them, but there's something here that's causing them to feel a bit conflicted. Now, they do feel connected to you, but when it comes to it's almost like there's something here that's mentally impacting them. So like, I'm connecting with Aries, but I don't know if this is going to work, or I'm connecting with Aries, but I'm reminded of something that happened in the past. The Five of Swords is mental conflict, and it could even be something that the both of you are not able to see eye to eye on, and that could be bothering this person, because the Five of Swords could also be a disagreement. Interestingly enough, the Four of Wands is the first card in their feelings, which means, they are communicating with you in hopes that you guys could reconcile. They do have a commitment on their mind here, but there's also something to do with the past that is resurfacing, that is also causing them to feel mentally conflicted. And it may result in you feeling either confused by this person's communication or not being able to fully trust what they are saying. Yeah, Queen of Wands. This person is very, very attracted to you. I feel like there's a lot of passion here, maybe even a burning desire. And I feel like this is someone who is very, very fixated on you this week, and they are very determined to win you over or prove something to you. And I feel like the mental conflict that they're facing, it's not like they're necessarily telling you that they're feeling conflicted. The side of you, or the side of them that they're showing you, is the courageous or confident side of, I'm very determined, or I want to reconnect here, but they are feeling very conflicted. The other thing that I see, guys, with the Five of Swords and the Queen of Wands is this person may be viewing you as someone who is still holding on to something that didn't make sense to you in the past, something that you still have questions about, and something that is still raising some sort of frustration in you. Because the Five of Swords and the Queen of Wands could be this person viewing you as, again, feeling very uncertain when it comes to them, or maybe even conflicted in a way. The Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I definitely see a lot of back and forth communication here. There could be children in this dynamic for some of you. But I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles, you know, clarifying the Four of Wands as someone who is coming in maybe a very lighthearted way. And I feel like they're offering you something that may seem small, or it may seem like something you're not, that doesn't necessarily seem enough initially, but it can grow, or it could become something larger. So it's like a small offer that has a lot of potential. So what I'm getting at here is when this person is communicating with you, you may feel like what they're offering you doesn't feel like it's enough, but it's not. It's like planting a seed, and you know, there's patience that is required in order for that to blossom into something more, is pretty much what I'm getting at here. Knight of Cups, this person may also feel like they owe you an apology. I see this as an emotional confession, someone who really wants you to know how they feel about you, okay, wanting to clear up any sort of confusion here. I also feel with the Knight of Cups and the Five of Swords, this person may feel like their approach or the way that they're coming in is causing you not to trust them. The Knight of Cups could be like an inconsistent energy or a very unexpected emotional confession, where maybe this person feels like it's throwing you off, or you're having a hard time trusting it because of the way that it's coming in. Two of Pentacles. This person could also be, you know, feeling that, you know, the ball is in your court with the Two of Pentacles. They are communicating with you, and they may feel like ultimately, you know, it's up to you, or the decision's yours. The Two of Pentacles also lets me know that this person feels like there was some sort of neglect in this connection in the past, or there was a lack of balance. Whether that be this person feels that they were not able to make time for you, or they were not investing in this connection as much as they feel they should have been. The Sun card, you could be dealing with the Leo, and the Knight of Cups, Six of Wands. Yeah, this person is definitely not only wanting to reconnect with you, but they feel like the outcome is going to be positive. Are they acknowledging that there is something here that you guys are disagreeing on? Are they acknowledging that, or the past of this connection? Yes, but they're very optimistic about the future. So as they're communicating with you, even though they feel you're a bit doubtful or don't trust them, they are very optimistic about, you know, regaining your trust, or winning you over, or, you know, solving something with you, with the Sun card as well as the Six of Wands. Someone here could be in the public eye, or it may be a week where this person is really, you know, showering you with a lot of attention, you know, paying attention to the details, whether it be, you know, connecting with you more via, you know, text or phone call, or they're making more time for you so that they could, you know, spend quality time with you, of course. We have the High Priestess clarifying the Two of Pentacles. I feel like there's something here that you have a gut feeling about, or some of you could have sensed that this person was, you know, going to reconnect with you. So it may have not felt as unexpected, but I do see that with the High Priestess, you know, your intuition is heightened, or there's something that your gut is telling you about this person that you should trust. So we have the Six of Pentacles that is clarifying the High Priestess. Something about reconnecting with this person this time around, it's going to be very visible to you that your energy is being reciprocated. Six of Pentacles is all about equal give and take, right? So either you have an intuitive hunch, or you're paying attention to how this person is connecting with you, and you are seeing an increase in their efforts or their consistency. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you, Aries. Moving on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus. So let's see here. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Four of Cups wanted to pop out here. You could be thinking of a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There may be, you know, a bit more daydreaming or fantasizing going on in this connection, as opposed to, you know, something happening in the 3D here, because the Four of Cups, you know, it is associated with like daydreaming or fantasizing, or maybe being stuck in some sort of an illusion. It's someone here feels very consumed by their thoughts, to say the least. Okay, how is this person feeling about Taurus? So we have the Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Eight of Cups. Okay. So this could definitely be someone that walked away from you, or you are in some sort of a separation here, because Three of Swords and the Eight of Cups is giving me the energy of someone who feels like they need to let go, but they're still having, or they're struggling doing that. because the Eight of Cups speaks about, some sort of an emotional component missing, from a connection or something that's not working out. So this person may feel, or they may be acknowledging why you guys are currently in a separation, but with the Three of Swords, it still feels very difficult for them. It's something that's still emotionally impacting them. Okay, let's see. How is this person feeling about Taurus? Queen of Pentacles, okay, and the Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of uncertainty here, Taurus. I mean, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles and their feelings, I feel like this is someone who definitely does value you, or they are aware of what you bring to the table. The Queen of Pentacles is ultimately this person viewing you as their version of an ideal partner. So you're ticking off all the boxes here. But we have the Two of Pentacles, which means there's an uncertain energy, or a very back and forth energy of, can I, follow through on the things that I, am promising Taurus, or can I actually attain what I'm thinking of or what I'm feeling, right? And I did say there's a bit of like a daydreaming, fantasizing kind of energy. So this person could definitely be up in their mind about you, but the Two of Pentacles is like a little bit of juggling, or trying to figure out if what they want or what they desire can actually be a realistic outcome for them. Okay. I do feel like this person admires you, but with the Two of Pentacles, there's some sort of a decision that they're kind of going back and forth between this week. We have the Ten of Pentacles. This could be someone that you are in a higher level of commitment with, or it's just letting me know that this person is viewing you as someone who is in a higher level of commitment, or maybe there's some sort of a situation here that you may be entitled to with the Ten of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify what's going on, but it's interesting because this person feels, or they're not entirely decided on what they want here, but they do view you as an ideal partner, and there's something to do with the commitment that is coming up as well, right? So I'm reading for a lot of you, if it's not about, a commitment that you're involved in or this person's involved in, they could be thinking about connecting with you, but there's still a level of uncertainty or needing to make some sort of a firm decision. The Nine of Swords is being clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, or is clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. So this person, needless to say, they're very stressed out about the situation this week. It could be a week where they are having a hard time, sleeping, or it's really something that really bothers them at night when they're on their own. But Nine of Swords is like an energy of overthinking, right? Where it leads to you really stressing out about a situation and causing worry because you're constantly thinking about the what ifs. So I do feel like they're thinking about you in this situation, but I also feel like they're very stressed out when it comes to the future of this connection or what's going to happen next. The Two of Pentacles is being clarified by the Knight of Cups. So this person's actually going back and forth between reaching out to you and confessing something to you emotionally versus remaining held back. So it's like, should I reach out to Taurus? Should I, open communication, or should I just, remain held back? Is it better that I allow the silence to continue here? And I feel like there's like a yearning here as well with the Knight of Cups, where this person is really not only wanting to speak to you, I feel like they want to be in your company as well. The Ten of Pentacles is being clarified by the Seven of Cups. Yeah. This is what I was getting at with the Two of Pentacles. There's uncertainty. Seven of Cups is emotional confusion, or a bit of mixed emotions, mixed signals, that sort of thing. And what I'm seeing strongly here, guys, is with the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Cups, this is a week where this person is having a very hard time seeing past some sort of an illusion. Something feels so realistic, or seems very realistic, but it is not. So it's either a negative thought that they're feeding into. Maybe it's, some sort of a scenario that they are anticipating, but it's not actually going to happen. The Nine of Swords and the Seven of Cups is like an illusion or some sort of fear that you have, instilled within you, but it's not necessarily the reality or the truth. It just seems that way because your emotions are feeling very overwhelming, or you're feeling kind of like bombarded by your thoughts. So that's what I see in their feelings there. You definitely could be dealing with a Scorpio. The Nine of Swords is being clarified by the King of Pentacles. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Wands. I feel like this is definitely someone who you have history with, but also you guys could have definitely been in a higher level of commitment, or when you look at the situation, you genuinely do feel that you've invested, you know, your time, your energy, possibly even finances here. And, you know, with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, it is yeah, it could be read as a true pair match, but I feel like this is someone who is still viewing the situation as it could be stable, or there is something we can work towards. Now we have the Ten of Wands clarifying the Knight of Cups. And I did say that this is someone who's going back and forth between, you know, opening communication with you or remaining held back. Saying something to you or opening up emotionally seems very burdensome to them. It seems very complex in their mind, or there's something that feels very complicated about it. Kind of like, okay, I want to open up, but I don't know if I'm going to receive the response that I want, right? That's just a generic example, but something is really, seems a lot more complex in this person's mind than the reality of it. And it goes back to what I was saying. They're definitely facing difficulty seeing past some sort of an illusion. The Five of Wands. What's the Five of Wands? The Knight of Swords. There may be something going on in this person's environment that they want to speak to you about, but the Five of Wands and the Knight of Swords could also be an energy of someone who feels like they spoke too soon in the past, as if they didn't think about something thoroughly and they should have been more patient here. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. I see back and forth communication, specifically online. This may even be someone that you work with, okay? That's just for some of you, but I see some sort of online communication that's very unexpected. So whether it's, you know, someone's reaching out to you via social media, or they're interacting maybe with something that you've, you know, posted on your social media, it's some sort of online communication. And it seems to me that it's very unexpected. Okay, how is this person feeling about Gemini? Ace of Pentacles. So an offer coming your way, very stable offer at that. We did see the Three of Pentacles, and, you know, the Ace of Pentacles wanted to pop out. So I wonder if there's, you know, an energy of this person wanting things to feel more stable between the both of you, or there's something here that they're going to be discussing with you this week as far as the Three of Pentacles goes, in hopes that you guys can have some sort of a new beginning. Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords followed by the Ace of Wands in their feelings. Okay. So this is someone who's acknowledging that there definitely has been a very painful ending between the both of you. There could even be some sort of a cycle that is ending for them that is causing them to feel a bit empty or feel some sort of a void here. But with the Ace of Wands, this is a new beginning. This is someone who is, you know, excited to pursue something new with you. Now, what's interesting is even though there's a level of excitement, there's also an energy of, I don't want to repeat, or I don't want to relive what has happened in the past. So there's something here that they're detaching from, or a scenario or a situation that they're trying their hardest not to think about, because they're not wanting that to, you know, impact or affect this new beginning that they want with you. The Emperor, it could be an Aries that you're dealing with. For some of you, Scorpio. This is someone who is, yes, opening up to you, but it's taking everything in them to do so. It's almost as if they don't really show you what is going on for them internally. There's some sort of maybe an image that they have to maintain, or there's actually a mask that this person wears, or there was some sort of a facade that was very visible to you in the past here. I also feel like with the Emperor, there's a sense of control that this person wants. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be read as negative, but it could be someone who really just is attached to an outcome, or they want something to work out in a very specific or particular manner with you. Okay. And I'm also sensing that for some of you, there's an age gap, okay, between you and this person here. The Justice card. Yeah, so this is definitely someone who's coming in to make things right with you. Could be a Libra with the Justice card, but it's doing things the right way or doing what feels right. So whether that be an apology, whether that be just finding a solution or having some sort of a discussion with you, which is what I think, because we did see the Three of Pentacles as we opened your spread. So I feel like this is someone who is, you know, coming in to have a discussion or lay something out on the table so that you guys can come to a mutual understanding here. So operating from a very, you know, logical perspective, but it is in hopes that you guys could have a new beginning that is actually stable. So they feel like in the past, you know, it could be that they feel there was a false start or they got off on kind of like the wrong foot with you. So it's doing things the right way or executing this in a different way this time around. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something to do with this person's like career or finances that's coming through very heavily. You may be aware of what they do for work, but I also feel like it's someone who feels very overworked this week. They may feel like they have a lot on their plate. And I'm also seeing here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, there's something to do with their financial situation that has changed. So it's almost like because something to do with their financial situation has changed, they feel more confident in pursuing something with you. So, like, for example, if in the past, while this person was connecting with you, they weren't in the best situation, stability wise or financially, they feel like they couldn't, maybe they felt like they couldn't put their energy into this connection here. There's something about, again, their situation changing where you're also going to see an increase in their effort with the Eight of Pentacles clarifying the Ace of Wands. So, what feels different this time around is the amount of effort that this person is putting forward or how much time and energy they're investing into this connection, where in the past there may be something else that they were a little more focused on, like their financial situation here. So we have the Temperance clarifying the Emperor. Some of you could be dealing with the Sagittarius. But what I see here is someone who is, you know, wanting to restore balance and harmony and peace in this connection. With the Temperance, they feel like the both of you work very well together, but they are understanding maybe why things didn't work out in the past. And there's definitely a strong feeling of, I did not do enough, or I could have done more to work on this connection or save this connection here. I also feel like there's like, I don't want to say they're avoiding, you know, any disagreements, but it really is someone who is tired of arguing or being in a very negative kind of mind space or heart space. So I feel like they're coming in to make peace, to smooth things out, and they're hoping that it doesn't escalate into something that they don't feel prepared for. The Nine of Pentacles clarifying the Justice card, you choosing yourself, or, you know, even if it's an energy of the both of you kind of growing apart or not, the communication not being as consistent, this person feels like focusing on themselves or having that time to turn inward has really benefited them. And what I see strongly is their feelings haven't changed for you. They still feel very deeply towards you, but there's something to do with their situation in the past that caused them to neglect this relationship with you, or they couldn't entirely be there for you how they wanted to. And this time around, they feel like that has changed. So this is what they're proving here or wanting to prove to you. Ace of Cups, yeah. And we have two aces here. So for some of you, if you know this is someone that you don't have like a long history with, it could, even if it's just a brief history, it could be that this person just feels more confident this week, or there's something that changed for them, you know, mentally or in the 3D for them, where it's like, I actually feel like I can, you know, be in a relationship with Gemini, or I actually feel like I'm able to open my heart up to Gemini without being closed off and without having to, you know, shy away here. But I see a very successful new beginning here and someone who is just wanting things to kind of sail very smoothly between the both of you. the Six of Pentacles. So this card is all about equal give and take, and it's interesting that it's clarifying the Temperance card. So not only will you see an increase in this person's effort, I'm specifically seeing that there's something that you may have communicated to this person or asked for from them that you will be receiving this week, whether it's wanting more communication. Maybe it is something materialistic, right? But I do see this person paying attention to something you've communicated to them and delivering that. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Three of Cups. So you could be thinking of an earth sign or potentially another water sign like yourself, okay? So Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. King of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Okay. Well, you have someone here who definitely is very attracted to you. Their emotions, it seems to me that they're very intact with their emotions this week. So they could be, you know, taking a trip down memory lane, or there's something that is reminding them of you. But I also feel like there's a level of neglect. With the King of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, this may be someone who is feeling guilty. You know, it could be a guilty conscience, or they feel like they neglected the connection with you in the past with the Three of Cups energy. Like there may have been something else or someone else in the picture. Let's see. Okay, how is this person feeling about Cancer? I also feel here, Cancer, intuitively with the King of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, this may be someone who is, you know, very professional when it comes to their career, but there's something going on behind the scenes. With the Three of Cups, like this person may be like overindulging, or they're partying maybe a little more frequently than they usually do, or they could be you know, like drinking a little more than usual. Like there's something that's going on behind this facade or image that they may have to maintain here. And in no way am I saying this person is not professional in their career, but it's like that's just one side of them. And there's something more going on behind the scenes here is what I see. This could also be someone who is speaking about you to their friends, because the Three of Cups could be a card of friendship or like social circles. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune being the first card in their feelings, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. It's like this person really wants to prove themselves to you. Wheel of Fortune is, you know, a change or desiring a change, wanting something to work out in their favor. But there's also a very fixed energy associated with that card. So this person may want to change with you or in this connection, but they're having a difficult time seeing how maybe things could be different. With the Eight of Pentacles, I do feel like this is someone who could be burying themselves in work, or in order to kind of ease some sort of emotions or heavy emotions that they feel when it comes to this connection. But initially what I was getting is someone who really wants to prove themselves to you. So there could be something that you wanted this person to work on, maybe something you wanted them to acknowledge or alter. And I feel like they want you to see that they have done something about that, or they have taken what you have communicated to them into consideration here. So we have the Four of Cups. This person could definitely be questioning your interest when it comes to this connection here. They may feel like you're genuinely not interested or not as focused as you once were, because the Four of Cups could be when you're becoming very impatient or bored even with the situation. The Four of Cups in this person's feelings is also an energy of they feel they're constantly thinking about you and thinking about what could be, but this may be a week where they're struggling to take action, because the Four of Cups is usually when you're kind of like stuck in your thoughts, or you feel very consumed by your emotions, but you're having a hard time, you know, taking the necessary steps to create that change that you want. So we have the Page of Wands. I feel like this could be someone that is younger than you for some of you, but for others of you, there is an energy of this person wanting to communicate with you, possibly just wanting to check in on you or test the waters. But they feel like something has been the same for a very long time. Like, for example, if you are not speaking to this person, they could feel like things have been stagnant for a very long time, where it's like, okay, what do I say to kind of change the dynamic? Or am I going to receive a response from Cancer? There's a bit of a hesitant energy here. I will say that. But they are, like, a part of them is optimistic or excited for things to change or to have a new beginning with you. The Eight of Pentacles is being clarified by the Death card. Yeah. So this person feels like they're trying to prove something to you, even though they know that your perspective of them has really changed. Like, they know that the past has come to an end, and in order to have a new beginning, it's like turning over a new leaf, right? It's not going to be the same as it once was. So as much as it feels good that things are changing and they're being optimistic about a new beginning, I think the fact that things are, or things feel like they're not going to be the same, is also something that causes this person to be a little bit fearful, or it's causing a hesitant energy, like I mentioned. It's almost an energy of, I know that what is over, but it doesn't mean that I can't try again. But then a part of them also feels like there's something in the past that they're still holding on to. Or it could just be a very nostalgic kind of energy that's coming through here. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. The Ace of Cups clarifying the Four of Cups. Yeah, this person definitely wants a new beginning here, Cancer. And I also feel like it's someone who wants to be open about their emotions, possibly even come clean about something, because they want something that is over to feel like it's over. So, like, for example, if in the past, a cycle closed out, or you mentioned something to this person, so they feel like, okay, that already happened. There's something that wasn't really emotionally over for them. So whether it's a sense or like a sense of guilt that they're carrying around, or anger, or frustration, or just wanting to come clean about something, they really want you to hear something from them, is what I'm seeing. The Knight of Cups. Yeah, this could be an emotional confession, but for many of you, I feel like this person feels they owe you some sort of an apology, with the way that they have, treated you in the past, more specifically, communicated to you with the Page of Wands. So they may feel like they were not taking something as seriously as they should have. Maybe they felt like they were being lighthearted about a situation, or about something that meant a lot to you. So they are acknowledging their approach, or the way they responded to you was wrong, and I do see that this person wants to apologize. We have the King of Cups. Yeah, this is someone who still feels very deeply towards you. They're definitely craving your energy this week, or they are really wanting to spend more time with you, be in your company. There's something very nurturing about your energy. I also feel for others of you, there could be something in particular that this person wants you to kind of like have, like, sympathize with them on. Ace of Cups is being clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. So you're receiving an offer from this person while you're focusing on yourself. There's a bit of a hesitant energy here, because with the Nine of Pentacles upright, this person may feel like you're choosing yourself, or you're just focused, on your personal life in the current moment. What's the Nine of Pentacles? The Chariot. Yeah. So you're really in your element, and this person feels like you've moved on from a situation, or you've completely detached, where when they are wanting to apologize or speak to you, they just feel like it's not going to change your mind. Even if you feel like you want to connect with this person, the way that they're viewing you is, Cancer is now focused on themselves. I missed an opportunity to, speak to Cancer, or to express myself when I had the chance to. So now I just have to watch them walk away. It almost seems to me, with the closing cards in their feelings, Nine of Pentacles and the Chariot, they feel like you're detaching. They're watching you walk away. And a part of them feels like it's better to let you focus on yourself, or it's better to let you be on your own, because they feel like there's nothing that they can do to change your mind. They also feel like, you may take a while to make a decision, but when you do, you're very determined. Okay? So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, Leo, so we have the, oops, almost dropped it, the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Seven of Cups. Huh. Seems to me that you're receiving some sort of an offer, possibly even feeling like there's a new beginning that you're having that feels very stable. But Seven of Cups is also a bit of emotional confusion here. So you could be uncertain about someone that you're connecting with, or you're still feeling a little bit confused, or kind of, feeling like you're having clouded thoughts about an offer that you're receiving here. So like there's uncertainty. It's like, okay, I'm receiving this offer, but I'm not sure about it, or this person is communicating that they want something stable with me, but I'm not sure if I entirely trust it. Okay, how is this person feeling about Leo? The Lovers, you could be dealing with a Gemini, and we have the Three of Cups. Okay. So here's what I see, Leo. I feel like this is someone who genuinely feels that you guys have a lot of fun together. Okay. They feel very connected to you. They love spending time with you. There could even be an energy of this person feeling like you guys kind of have, like, of course, like a lover's dynamic, but also like a very like best friend kind of dynamic as well. Now, as much as I see that, the first card being the lovers and their feelings, they're also looking at this connection here as if they're not fully decided, or there's something here that they're still feeling a bit uncertain about. They know they're connecting with you for a reason. They do feel very drawn to you. Again, they may not even be able to put their finger on why, but the lovers boils down to making a connection about, or making a decision about a deep connection that you feel. And this may be a decision that impacts other areas of your life. So it's like they're enjoying your presence, and they're feeling very connected to you. But when it comes to making a decision in like the 3D, or making a practical decision, I do see that they're struggling with that. The Emperor. You could be dealing with an Aries. Yeah, it's like this person may have a very tough exterior, or a very hard shell, but they feel like you have access to a side of them that not many do. They have a very soft spot for you, is what I'm sensing here. Now it's like they feel they can let loose, or there's like a very youthful energy that you exude. So they feel this way when they are with you. But with the Emperor and the Lovers, they may feel like a decision pertaining to this connection is going to somehow alter their image, or it's going to somehow impact the way that they are being perceived. So, for example, if this is a connection with the lovers, where that's usually two very different energies trying to come together, right? So, if there are any like differences, or factors such as like religious factors or cultural factors, they're thinking about that as well, or that's something that they're taking into consideration. But it's also causing this decision to feel very difficult, if you will. The Knight of Wands. A lot of attraction here. This could even be a connection that started off more lighthearted, possibly for some of you, like a friends with benefits situation. But I feel like this is someone who is still, like, not only very passionate, but very determined. There's even an urgency to connect with you and continue connecting with you. It just seems to me that when it comes to making a firm decision, that's where there's a block, or there's some sort of difficulty that this person is facing. Knight of Wands could be a very charming energy, but it could also be a bit inconsistent. So this person may feel like they were, not consistent with you, or in the current moment, they're trying to make time for you, but they have a lot on their plate, with the Emperor energy as well. But what I'm strongly getting is like being with you feels very like it feels right. It feels like things are flowing. Nothing feels forced, but there's like a hesitant energy from this person's end, or some sort of a guard that they have up, that they're struggling to release or let down here. 10 of Cups. Yeah, they definitely have commitment on their mind. What's the Emperor, just to clarify? 4 of Cups. Okay. Yeah, they have commitment on their mind, but it's like they're in between worlds. What I'm persistently getting is they're acknowledging how they feel towards you. They feel like things just flow when the both of you are together. But when it comes to a decision about this connection, they're struggling with that. Now, Ten of Cups, Four of Cups, and the Emperor could also be someone who is in another connection or entitled to another situation that they're not necessarily happy with. Because Four of Cups is like when you're not happy in the present moment, but you're acknowledging your feelings, but you're struggling to come out of that space or do something to change your current circumstances. So this could be someone who is excuse me, sorry guys. This could be someone who is connecting with you, but not happy with their own like personal circumstances, or there's another connection or situation they feel entitled to, but they feel like it's not as easy as releasing themselves or detaching from that situation overnight. Like you may be connecting with someone who has responsibilities elsewhere and they feel like that is something that they have to take care of. Like, for example, if they have children elsewhere or assets with someone else, you know, that sort of thing. But they feel like who they feel connected to or who they feel at home with is you. That's the best way for me to explain this. King of Cups could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I feel like this is someone who's feeling very, very deeply towards you. They feel like, yes, they're thinking about a commitment with you, but they also feel like being in a home with you would be where they are happy. This is someone who is not happy with their current circumstances. So even if they're connecting with you, they're not showing you something that's going on in their environment that they truly don't feel happy about. Three of Wands. This could be someone who's at a distance from you, or maybe this is a week where there is a little bit of distance between the both of you, but they are thinking about the future of this connection. I just feel like this is a week where they're really struggling to figure out their next steps. Like Four of Cups is when they're stuck in their thoughts or stuck in their emotions here. Ten of Swords. Yeah, so this is a very clear message that this person feels like in order for something to come together with you, something else may need to fall apart. So not for all of you is it going to be that this is a committed individual or someone who feels entitled to another situation. For others of you, it could be something to do with their, you know, work or career or needing to relocate, because the Three of Wands could also be physical distance here. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Queen of Swords wanted to pop out here. Could be thinking of an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. We have the Two of Staffs on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Five of Cups. There's either physical distance between the both of you, or there's something to do with travel here. So like you could be someone who travels for work, or maybe the person you're inquiring about could travel for work. But with the Two of Wands and the Five of Cups, it's someone who feels or is at a distance from you, but there's some sort of disappointment or regret that they have with the Five of Cups. They could even be revisiting a situation and just feeling very sad, upset, or frustrated about it, because the Five of Cups is usually a focus on spilled milk, so focusing on what has already occurred. Okay, so let's see. How does this person feel about Virgo? Oh, Eight of Pentacles wanted to show itself. Okay. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands followed by the Page of Wands in their feelings. Okay, I can read this two ways. So like communicating with you, there could be something that feels very difficult about it. So maybe it's because of what they're disappointed about in the past, or there has been some sort of distance here. But the second thing, or the second way that I can read it, Virgo, is that there's something in particular this person wants to communicate to you, but it feels very heavy. It feels very, you know, I don't know if I should say it, or I'm really fearful to say it because I don't know how Virgo is going to respond. Like they're overthinking. They could be overthinking something in particular that they want to communicate to you, or it's communicating with you in general. So we're going to clarify what's going on here. But with the Ten of Wands being the first card in their feelings, there's something that feels very, very difficult. Ten of Wands, guys, is an energy of looking at maybe how far you have to go or something that you have to do or execute, and it feels very complicated, or it feels like, that's not going to be a walk in the park there. Nine of Swords, very worried when it comes to the situation with you. I feel like they're definitely overthinking, overanalyzing. There could even be an energy of overthinking to the point of worry or stressing themselves about something that may not be as bad as it seems in their mind. But I do see that this is weighing very heavily on them. And this could be someone who feels like at night they're specifically reminded of you, or maybe that's when they get some sort of alone time to actually think about you or the situation at hand here. The Temperance, clarifying the Ten of Wands, wanting to make peace with, the past, or wanting to make peace with what feels heavy. So this person could be like wanting your forgiveness. The Temperance could also be an energy of like surrendering, right? So there could be something that this person feels like is not in their control, and they're surrendering so that they could find some sort of peace here. I feel like they're tired of revisiting something that still impacts them emotionally. So, with the Five of Cups that we did see, if it's some sort of regret that this person feels, it's like they're constantly reminded of that regret, and they're wanting to let go of it because it's really weighing them down or causing them to feel emotionally overwhelmed. You could be thinking of a Sagittarius with the Temperance card. I also feel like this person could be, asking for help on something that they, entirely feel powerless about. Could even be an energy of like praying for some sort of a breakthrough here. Six of Cups. Yeah. This is someone who still feels very connected to you. You feel like home to them. Feeling very nostalgic. So there could be, past memories that are resurfacing here, or some very positive memories that they're reminded of when it comes to the past that you guys share. Hmm. And with the Six of Cups, I also feel like this is someone who is like, I want to communicate with you because I still feel connected to you. Like that is what's going on in their feelings. But I also feel there's a very um, hesitant energy because they feel like connecting, or not connecting, but communicating with you. There's like they're facing extreme difficulty with that, and that's coming up persistently. So whether it's like figuring out the right thing to say and not knowing what to say, or it's genuinely like, I know what to say, but I'm fearing the response here. There's like a very fearful energy when it comes to communicating. The Ten of Swords, clarifying the Nine of Swords. Yeah. So this could be someone who wants to communicate with you, but they feel like it almost seems impossible to come back from what has happened. Like, how do I reverse the effects of what we have here, the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords energy, which could be like a very painful ending. It could be even a sense of betrayal. And for some of you, if you've communicated to this person that you felt disrespected or betrayed, they're having like something about proving themselves to you, or about reversing the effects that have of what has happened here seems very impossible. It seems very, yes, difficult, but nearly impossible. Where it's like, I don't know if there's anything I can say or do. And so with the Ten of Swords clarifying the Nine of Swords, that's what's worrying them or causing some sort of stress. The Queen of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, what's the Ten of Swords? The King of Cups. Wow. So this is someone who feels like, despite what's going on, they still feel very emotionally connected to you. This person may feel like you're upset with them, or the way that things have ended really, caused this person to feel like your perspective has changed. But they're also hopeful that you have some sort of sympathy for them, or deep down, they feel like you guys are still connected to each other emotionally. Like they may feel like Virgo is upset with me, but I know that Virgo still cares about this connection. Or there's no way that Virgo can not care about this connection because I feel like the feelings are still there. Like there's something here that they're intuitively picking up on. What's the King of Cups? The Hermit. Yeah. It's like they're trying to figure you out emotionally. And don't get me wrong, I feel like this person knows that there has been a very painful ending, but but they, for some reason, still feel like there's a connection here, or they still feel like you are thinking about them or still feeling connected to them. Not in an entitled way, but in a way where it's like, yes, things are very rough right now, but I feel like the love is still there, or the emotions are still there. This is what they're thinking about, during a period of solitude. The Hermit, the Eight of Swords. They're stuck on you mentally, Virgo. That's what I'm seeing. And the Eight of Swords could also be illusions, especially with the Nine of Swords. So for some of you, it may feel very like you're over something, or you're detaching and moving on. But for this person, they still feel very, very stuck on you mentally and emotionally. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra, so the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ten of Swords. So Knight of Cups could definitely be an emotional confession, so an incoming emotional confession. But with the Ten of Swords here, Libra, I feel like it may be even an apology from someone that you've had an ending with, or someone that you possibly even feel betrayed by. How is this person feeling about Libra? Six of Cups, okay. And the Justice card. Yeah, someone is returning to you. This is giving me a strong energy of someone from your past that is returning to you. They're thinking about you very heavily. And I feel like there's there's like a form of an apology here. Doing what they feel is right, or making something right with you. So they may feel in the past that the way that they responded to you, or the way that they treated you, was not fair. So I do see that they're returning, but it's almost an energy of, okay, I'm returning and doing what I know is right, even if it doesn't feel easy. This person, there may be some sort of legal matters that they are facing, or it could be that there were legal matters in this connection here between the both of you. High Priestess. It's like they're intuitively feeling guided towards you, yes, but I feel like this is someone who is making a return after, a fair amount of silence between the both of you with the High Priestess. So they have been creating a plan, or they have been thinking about reaching out for quite some time, but they've been keeping it to themselves, or it's something you don't expect because this person has been very silent with you. The High Priestess is also an energy of this person feeling or being optimistic about working something out with you. There's still a level of faith or hope that they have in this connection, right? So when the High Priestess comes up in a spread, it's usually, or it could touch on having hope in what, doesn't feel tangible in the current moment. Seven of Cups. This person could also be wanting to clear up some sort of confusion. It's like they feel, when they think about you or this connection with you, there are a lot of questions that they have, and questions that, ultimately went unanswered in the past here. The Seven of Cups could also be an energy of feeling very, yes, emotionally confused, but also feeling like there are a lot of mixed signals between the both of you. Some days they may feel like they have this connection figured out, whereas other days they may be completely confused, or really struggling to see past some sort of illusions here. Seven of Cups clarifying the Six of Cups could also be this person acknowledging that in the past they were keeping their options open, or they weren't fully committing to you or invested in the situation as much as you were. So they could feel like there was a sense of neglect from their end. Three of Wands. It's interesting because they still feel very close to you emotionally, but I could be picking up on some sort of physical distance, or this person feels like they feel close to you even though you guys are very far away, or there's emotion, even if it's emotional distance, right? Like you guys are not speaking to each other and there's silence, or things have been stagnant for a very long time. They still are looking at the situation and saying, well, despite that distance, I still feel very connected to Libra. That's someone that I'm still thinking about. They want to do right by you. There's something that they're thinking about where they're like, that wasn't fair. Or I should have thought about that thoroughly before saying that very thing or doing that very thing. So they're being very truthful with themselves. We have the Magician clarifying the High Priestess. This is someone who is manifesting some sort of a successful outcome in a period of solitude. They're keeping a lot to themselves. This could also be letting me know that they have been manifesting an opportunity or a chance to speak to you, and now it's happening for them. But it's like, even though they're communicating with you, and it may feel unexpected to you, this is definitely something that they have been planning for quite some time. So they've been thinking about this for a while, but they haven't been acting on it. But now it seems like they are. The Seven of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so there's definitely, like, this is someone who knows that they were going back and forth, or there was some form of juggling going on in this connection with the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. So it's coming in to do things the right way, or even clear the air with that Justice card. What's the Two of Pentacles? The Eight of Swords. So they, this is someone who feels very stuck on you mentally, and they have been going back and forth, even in terms of how to communicate with you or how to come out of a space of feeling very stuck. And even though there's some sort of neglect, like this person feels like they neglected the situation with you or they were indecisive, they still feel very stuck on you. And I think that's where this energy of I need to apologize or do the right thing, that's where that's stemming from. Because this is someone who's acknowledging that they neglected the situation with you, but Eight of Swords is when someone's still thinking about you, feeling stuck on you mentally. Ten of Pentacles. Wow. For some of you, you could have been in a higher level of commitment with this person, and they could have stepped out on that commitment, or they weren't meeting, your standards or meeting you halfway. The Magician, Nine of Pentacles. What's the Nine of Pentacles? The Two of Swords. Okay, so I see what's going on here, Libra. You have someone who's returning because they felt in the past it was the right decision to choose themselves or choose to focus on themselves, and now they are reevaluating that. They feel like when they made the decision to walk away or choose themselves over this connection, they weren't thinking clearly, or there was something that was in front of them that they were not seeing. So in other words, I could read it as like not realizing what they had in front of them until they separated themselves from the equation here. So that's the reason for their return. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. So we have the Three of Staffs on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Emperor here. Interesting message coming through here, Scorpio. I feel like the person that you're thinking about, they feel like, a decision is ultimately yours, or like there's an energy of them feeling like the ball is in your court. With the Emperor and the Three of Wands here. Like, it could even be that they feel you have some sort of like leverage in this situation, or they genuinely just feel like a decision is yours to make, like the ball is in your court. Okay. How does this person feel about Scorpio? You could be thinking of an Aries. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. It's almost as if this person feels like a connection that was progressing very slowly initially is now finally picking up the pace here. Like there's something about the pace or the speed of this bond that is changing. The Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups is also someone emotionally, confessing how they feel towards you. Very premeditated energy, or there's some sort of a plan that they have in mind. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's like The Knight of Pentacles could be a slow-moving energy, but it's the most reliable knight in the deck. So like this person feels like communicating something to you is something they've been thinking about for quite some time. And now, yes, they feel ready to do it, but they also feel like it's something that they had to think about thoroughly. So it's not like an impulsive energy. It's not like someone's coming in and love bombing you or just, you know, acting on impulse emotion. It's something they have been thinking about, or, you know, it's a premeditated energy is pretty much what I'm getting at here. This person finds you to be very charming with the Knight of Cups. There's a lot of attraction here also. There's something about your energy that could also make this person feel very balanced. The Seven of Cups. Yeah, they feel like the decision's yours, or this person is confused when it comes to your end of things. Because remember, this is their feelings, right? But with the Seven of Cups, it's like, you know, that is your energy, Scorpio. But it could also be this person is like trying to figure you out, or wondering how you feel about them. Or maybe they have already confessed how they feel to you by the time you're watching my reading, but you haven't responded yet. Or the way you responded, it's still raising some sort of questions for this person. It's like they're really trying to figure you out in the emotional department, but they're struggling to do so. And I'm also getting an energy of someone who is like, okay, if I tell Scorpio how I feel, then the decision will ultimately be theirs, right? Where it's like, I've done my part. If they want to move forward with me, they can respond, or they can tell me how they feel, but I've done my part. I'm getting that energy strongly. So even if it's someone who's communicating with you, they're like, okay, I'm going to say what I want to say, or I'm going to do what I can do, but the rest is up to Scorpio. So they're going to have to meet me halfway in order for this to work. Okay, so the Four of Swords is clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. So this could be someone, again, who was silent with you for a while, or it's just the fact that this connection was moving very slowly before it started kind of picking up the pace here. Not only is this person in a very premeditated energy, they feel like they've had enough time to think about things thoroughly. So what they're telling you is something that took them a while to like make a decision, or it took them a while to figure out how to confess something to you, but they're very certain or firm in their stance here when it comes to how they feel towards you. But they're not so sure about your feelings towards them. And even if you feel like you've made your emotions clear, there may be some sort of reassurance that they're seeking, or there's some sort of questions that they still have. King of Pentacles. There's also something very different about your energy, more specifically in terms of how you express your emotions to others. Because here's what I see with the King of Pentacles. This may be someone who's, you know, operating from like a very, like from their logic, or they're taking more of a practical approach, but they feel, for example, maybe your approach is like going with the flow, but this could be someone who has a hard time going with the flow because they're seeking or wanting some sort of control. Like you guys have two, like it's two very different ways of operating. And in no way am I saying that, you know, that means that this connection cannot work, but I do see that the differences are being highlighted here. Four of Wands. This person has commitment on their mind. I'm strongly getting someone who feels they're sure of you, or they know exactly what they want with you, but they feel they're not sure of what you want. They're aware that you are taking a liking towards them. They're aware that you have emotions for them, but they're not sure if you guys are on the same page when it comes to the future of this connection, or the commitment aspect, if that makes sense. This person may also feel like you have a lot of options, or the energy that you're exuding is letting them know that you're not necessarily putting all your eggs in one basket as of yet. Four of Swords, Five of Swords. Yeah, so there is a bit of there is mental conflict that this person is facing. There's a bit of a back and forth energy when it comes to figuring you out. And I really feel like this person wants to speak to you and clear up any form of confusion. The King of Pentacles is being clarified by the Empress. Wow. What's the Four of Wands? The Two of Cups. Yeah, you have someone who, you know, absolutely admires you, and they feel like, I've made a decision. I know what I want, so I'm going to communicate that to Scorpio. But then there's this energy of the rest, or the rest of, you know, what is going to occur is going to be Scorpio's part, or Scorpio's role in this connection. I hope I explained that correctly. It's like, I'm going to express my feelings to Scorpio, and then, you know, ultimately the decision is theirs. which is what I was getting when I opened your spread as well. Two of Cups, the Empress, that's someone who feels very deeply towards you. They see a lot of potential here. They feel like there's room for growth, but they're wanting to know if you guys are on the same page. They know that you have emotions for them, so I don't think that they're confused when it comes to that. But specifically what I'm getting is the future of this connection, or what you're wanting moving forward, is something that they're uncertain about. So like, for example, if you're someone who just likes to take it one day at a time, or you're just kind of like going with the flow and letting things work out how they're supposed to, that could be causing this person to like, that could be difficult for this individual, because this is someone who likes to know what's happening. This is someone who likes to have some sort of a plan. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the King of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Two of Swords. I feel like there's a heavy fixation on you this week with the King of Wands here, but with the Two of Swords, it could be someone who is like they have some sort of questions, or there's something here that they're a bit confused about. It's like they're attracted to you, or they're very fixated on you, but they're still confused, or they're not, they're unable to see something clearly when it comes to the situation with you. Two of Swords could also be read as like a form of like denial. So there could be something that is in front of them, or something that is visible to them about you, but they're choosing to, you know, avoid it, or they're in a state of denial. Okay. How is this person feeling about Sagittarius? Okay, Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Pentacles. So this is someone who feels like the dynamic has changed between the both of you. They're feeling, even if it's like an energetic shift, they're acknowledging that. But with the Seven of Pentacles, they're also, you know, analyzing this connection, or they're seeing where there's room for improvement. They're looking at the situation with you. They're saying, okay, things have changed, but is it worth it for me to try again? Is it worth it for us to invest in this again and have a rerun here? Or try to do things differently this time around? They're a bit confused, especially with that Two of Swords that we did see just a few seconds ago. There's an energy of this person feeling very uncertain. There could be something that this person is having a hard time accepting also, right? Because if that card is not about, it touches on uncertainty, but it also touches on, like I said, denial. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune in this person's feelings is them desiring something very strongly with you, or really wanting a successful outcome, wanting something to work out. But in a way, it also seems very far-fetched, or they feel like they are getting too ahead of themselves. Like, there could be days where this person feels on top of the world about this connection, or they feel like they have it all figured out and things are going to progress exactly the way that they want them to. And other days they feel like what they're telling themselves, or the things that they're desiring, are not realistic, or something about it doesn't feel tangible. And as much as this person's, you know, trying their best to be optimistic or positive, I also feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, there's a very fixed energy associated with that, where this person could be, you know, consumed by their thoughts, or they have always done something a particular way. And so now it's hard for them to change their approach or do things differently. It could even be like a thinking pattern that is like deeply embedded in them that may be in the way of them, you know, pursuing things with you, but they're also not sure how to detach from something that feels so familiar to them, or detach from something that they're so used to. The King of Swords clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, okay, and the Justice card, Seven of Pentacles. There may be some sort of legal matters that this person is facing here or going through. But the King of Swords and the Justice card could also just be someone where they are you know, trying to have a clear mind about the situation. They're wanting to clear up any sort of confusion. The King of Swords and the Justice card could be when you're just being very truthful with yourself, accepting the reality of a situation, even if it doesn't feel easy to do, even if something about it feels very, very difficult. It's like, okay, this situation is what it currently is. It may not be what I want it to be, but I need to accept it for what it is and not what I want it to be, what I wish it would be. You know, that sort of energy. You could be dealing with a Libra. And like the Justice card clarifying the Seven of Pentacles is also just, yes, being honest about a situation, but weighing the pros and cons. So this person could feel connected to you and feel like you make them very happy, but there may be something that's not working in this connection, and they're looking at it and asking themselves, is this something that we can work through? Or is that just me being unrealistic and me just desiring, you know, a connection that I don't feel I can actually, you know, have? The Page of Swords clarifying the Nine of Cups. This person's definitely keeping tabs on you. And specifically what I'm seeing here, Sagittarius, is there's something here that you've publicized, or something here this person is figuring out about you while they are keeping tabs on you. And it's making them very happy, or it's making them more fond of you. It's making them admire you more. So whether it's like a change, whether it's, you know, just something that you've expressed about yourself, and they're not finding this out like directly through you in terms of they're not like communicating with you, but it's more so like keeping tabs on you or spying on you, like in a very indirect way. The Devil clarifying the King of Swords. Yeah. And I was picking up on this a few minutes ago, where it's like this person is wanting to communicate with you, but they may be very fixed in their ways, or they're having a hard time seeing how something could work out in a different way between the both of you. It's almost like this is how things have always been between Sagittarius and I. So how are they going to be different now? The Devil could also be some sort of addictions or attachments that this person is, you know, dealing with, or some sort of an internal battle, and they're wanting to detach from it or find a solution here. Like, for example, the King of Swords, Justice, and the Devil, this could be someone being very honest with themselves after a period of running from their fears or running from what they know was wrong. So like if they were in a state of denial, like I mentioned, they're in a space of, okay, I want to be truthful with myself. This is what the situation is, and this is what I need to do moving forward. You could be dealing with the Capricorn, but this is definitely someone who feels like you're constantly on their mind. This is a situation that they're thinking about quite a bit here. Five of Cups clarifying the Justice card. So there's a lot of disappointment, or there's a lot of regret when it comes to the past here. The Five of Cups is ultimately being focused on spilled milk. Knight of Swords. What's the Knight of Swords? The Death card. Yeah, I feel like this person, they are thinking about you. They are worried about this situation, but this seems to be a week where like they are thinking about communicating, but they're struggling to actually do so, or they are analyzing the situation, but there's something that they're still, you know, running from, even though they feel like they need to accept it. Like their energy is a little bit all over the place. I do feel like there's also mixed emotions that this person is going through this week. And like they are, you know, keeping tabs on you, or they are very curious about you, but something feels like it's over for good, or it feels very difficult to come back from. Like if you guys had a disagreement, they're like, are we really going to overcome this? There's something that doesn't feel realistic about what they want, or they're really up in their mind about it, is what I'm getting here. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. So we have the Chariot on the bottom of the deck. You could be thinking of a Cancer. And we also have the Ten of Cups. Okay, so someone definitely wants to, or they have commitment on their mind, but they want to see more progress between the both of you with the Chariot here. Could be someone that you're connecting with, but you feel like things are finally like getting off the ground here, or something feels more tangible between the both of you. Okay, How is this person feeling about Capricorn? The Fool card, okay. The Page of Wands and the Eight of Swords. Someone is very nervous when it comes to communicating with you, but they're not going to let that be the reason. Like, they're not going to allow that to, hinder or be in the way of them actually pursuing you. Because with the Fool card, it could be something that's fairly new. I'm going to clarify what's going on here, but there's like a lot of excitement. There's a level of, passion and wanting to connect with you. But Eight of Swords is someone who's like a bit nervous or overthinking the communication here. I also feel with the Fool card as well as the Page of Wands there, like this is someone who could be looking forward to communicating with you, but there may be some sort of restrictions that they feel. So whether it's restrictions in the connection with you or restrictions in their personal life, which is causing them to feel like they can't be completely open with you in the current moment. Eight of Swords could also just be mental restrictions, right? So like I mentioned, it could just be that they're overthinking or overanalyzing how to communicate with you or how to express how they feel towards you. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, a situation in the 3D here. The Fool card, Five of Pentacles, okay? What's the Eight of Swords? The Hanged Man. So it's someone who wants a new beginning with you, but there could be issues pertaining to their financial situation, or they feel like things have been stuck between the both of you for quite some time. So as much as they're wanting progress now, it doesn't feel so easy. And I'm specifically getting like struggling with communication or overthinking, expressing their emotions to you. So they could be like wondering or fearing your response, or there's like some sort of difficulty that they face with emotional intimacy here. You could be dealing with a Pisces. The Hanged Man, the Eight of Swords, is also a very strong energy of allowing your thoughts to consume you. So like, again, they could be thinking about, reaching out to you or really wanting to confess how they feel towards you, but they're either feeding into their negative thoughts or they're consumed by the what ifs. What if it doesn't work out the way that I wanted to? Or what if, I'm not making the right decision, that sort of thing. So the Hanged Man and the Eight of Swords, it doesn't necessarily have to be the truth, but it is an energy of you're thinking about something so much that you're allowing it to consume you, or you're starting to believe it. The Three of Swords, clarifying the Page of Wands. This is someone who feels like they're an outsider in your life in the current moment. This is someone who desperately wants to find a solution or feel closer to you, feel more connected to you. And for others of you, if this is fairly new, the Three of Swords, I could also read it and the Five of Pentacles as someone who is facing some sort of trust issues. Like if they've gone through a very difficult past, or a relationship or relationships of their past have really put them through a lot, that could be something that is a bit triggering, where they have emotions for you or they want to, feel closer to you, but they're having trouble letting down some sort of a guard. The Three of Pentacles. I see this person communicating with you, wanting to come to some sort of a mutual agreement, and they genuinely feel like that like things between the both of you will work out, but they also feel like they're feeding into their negative thoughts, or they're feeling very consumed by their thoughts this week. They're definitely, needless to say, overanalyzing or overthinking this situation this week. The Page of Swords, a lot of spying, a little bit of an indirect energy. I think what could also be causing this person to feel restricted or stressed out when it comes to you, Capricorn, is the fact that they're constantly trying to figure, things out on their own instead of being direct with you or asking you. So like, in other words, it could be they're jumping to conclusions or making some sort of assumptions that are, causing them to self-sabotage, but it's like these assumptions are not the truth. It's just something that they're thinking about, or it's the thoughts that are affecting them. It's like this situation or connecting with you seems a lot more complex in their mind than the reality of it. And their thoughts are ultimately what are causing them to feel stuck with the Hanged Man there. And the Page of Swords is like this person being curious about you, but not wanting to be so direct about it. Three of Swords, Two of Cups. Yeah. Exactly. They still, like, this is someone who feels very deeply towards you, but the best way for me to explain this is they're in their own way. And I'm not downplaying their emotions in any way. Maybe this is someone who has trust issues, or they're, analyzing the situation before they dive in, or there's something that could have happened in the past, whether it's between the both of you or just in their personal life that's impacting them. But I do see that this is a week where their thoughts are definitely what are causing a restriction in, things progressing. They want to see progress, and I do see them connecting with you, but you may find that they connect with you, then they withdraw their energy. Or this is a connection where there are quite a few pauses in between. What's the Two of Cups? The Queen of Wands, okay? And the Five of Cups. This person may struggle with their confidence, or there's something here that they're feeling a bit insecure about when it comes to this situation. It has a lot to do with the past that you guys share, or their past. Like I mentioned, take it how it resonates. But Five of Cups is being focused on spilled milk. Five of Cups is some sort of disappointment in their past. So even if they feel like they disappointed you in the past, that could be what's toying with their confidence, or it's affecting them in terms of, do I really have the ability to do this again and do this the right way? And they're keeping a lot of their thoughts and emotions to themselves. So a lot of stress and worry this week for this person is what I'm sensing. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So we have the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Knight of Swords. An incoming message, yep, but I'm more so getting like an incoming truth. Like either someone is coming clean about something to you, Aquarius, or they're expressing their emotions to you. Like there's a very truthful energy behind this communication that is coming in for you. Could even feel like some sort of a breakthrough in this situation, or it's kind of like a finally this is happening sort of moment. Okay, how is this person feeling about Aquarius? Ace of Swords wanted to show itself again. Yeah, so definitely see a breakthrough in this situation. You're receiving some sort of clarity from this person. You could even be receiving the opportunity to speak your truth when it comes to this situation this week. The Fool card. And the Page of Wands. Yeah, it's like there's like a new beginning here, but some sort of communication that brings you a lot more clarity than you currently have. So it could even be like, a question that went unanswered in the past, or something that feels a little bit up in the air that is being clarified, or that is being kind of, even if it's an issue that you want a solution for. It's like, finally, we're working on this. Finally, we're finding a solution here. There's something that really feels like a breakthrough. And I feel like it's also, you're excited for this new beginning, or there's a level of passion here also with the Page of Wands. The Four of Swords. So this could be coming in after a period of healing, A, or B, there could have been some sort of a separation. So the both of you not speaking to each other, or, a level of silence here. But this is someone who's really looking forward to connecting with you. So even if there's history, there's like a very, like there's an energy of feeling like things feel brand new, or we're finally turning over a new leaf. We're finally able to forgive or let go of what has hindered us in the past here. I do feel like this is someone who's very hopeful. And I feel like this is also someone who has been manifesting a change for quite some time here. Two of Cups. So they feel very, like deeply connected to you. They may feel like you guys have very different ways of expressing yourselves to each other, or you guys have very different ways of just communicating, but they feel like it's not something that's going to, it's not necessarily a block. It's something that you guys can work through. And this seems to me, it's like a new start in a connection that already exists. But this time around, something feels better. It feels more stable. It feels more real or tangible. What's the Page of Wands? The Seven of Wands. This person's very protective over you or this connection here. So it could be someone who's not really speaking up, or speaking to others about what's going on between the both of you. It's almost an energy of, I'm going to keep this to myself until I know that it is stable, or until I know we're on the same page. And then, I can take my next steps from there. There's something about being very discreet in the current moment with you. So it could be that they're protecting this connection from someone or something else. So like if there's like an external influence that could, be in the way of the both of you connecting, that could be the reason why the Seven of Wands, they're in a very guarded energy, or they're really just, protecting this connection and keeping it to themselves. Three of Wands. This could also be someone who's at like a physical distance from you. But Three of Wands and the Four of Swords is this person acknowledging that there has been distance between the both of you, but they're ready to communicate their feelings, or they're ready to clear the air and be truthful with you. And even if there was some sort of distance here with the Three of Wands and the Four of Swords, they feel like you were still on their mind. You were someone that they were still constantly thinking about, even if they weren't communicating with you. What's the Two of Cups? The Judgment. Wow. Yeah, this is a very powerful spread, Aquarius, and I feel like it has a lot to do with like a full circle moment, or finally having breakthrough in a situation that maybe even felt impossible in the past. The Judgment is a huge turnover. It's usually having to leave something of the past behind in order to move forward. So I feel like there's some sort of forgiveness, as well as acceptance that is happening. So, and that's where, or that's what is resulting in you guys seeing more progress or being able to move forward. It's a very strong energy of, okay, this has happened in the past, but I still care about you, or I still, want to invest in this connection here. So can we actually forgive so we can move on, and not just say that we forgive and have it be something that resurfaces constantly. Judgment could also be divine timing. So, you may be having a full circle moment with this person, and this person feels like they're finally receiving the opportunity to speak to you. But they feel like right now is the right time, or maybe in the past they felt like it wasn't the correct time to express their emotions or act on their emotions. The Moon card. Some of you sensed this was going to happen. The Moon card could touch on your intuition here. But this is someone who feels like you are their divine counterpart, or they view you as their other half. Yes, there's something very nurturing about your energy, but they may also feel like you're able to fill some sort of void that they have, or cure some sort of a very empty feeling that they've had in connections in the past. Ace of Wands. Yeah. Definitely see this as a breakthrough, guys. Not to sound too repetitive, but it's like, I don't see it as a new beginning, like you're connecting with someone new. I see it as, this is a connection that has, it exists, or it has been, you have both been emotionally connected for some time. Even if you don't have like a large history with this person, it could be that there was a brief meeting, but things weren't able to really get off the ground when you wanted them to. And I see someone who feels like the timing is right for them to express how they feel towards you, but they also want to keep things under wraps until they feel like this connection is where they want it to be. Like this person may, believe in like, evil eye, or it may be that they don't like to publicize what is not certain yet. Like they may be a very private kind of individual. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Seven of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. You're definitely on this person's mind, Pisces, but with the Seven of Cups and the Four of Pentacles, there's something here that they're really questioning, or there's like a sense of doubt in their energy with the Seven of Cups. So whether it's like feeling confused about your emotions towards them, maybe feeling confused about where this connection is headed. And I also feel like this may be someone who's like struggling with the mentality of lack this week. Like whether it's feeling like they quite literally don't have enough to pursue a connection with you, or maybe they feel like they don't know enough. Like Really, what I'm getting here is like a mentality of lack. Could even be some sort of insecurities that they're facing. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Pisces? The Hanged Man wanted to pop out. Okay. So they're feeling very stuck on you. They could even feel like there's something that feels very stagnant in this connection this week. And the Hanged Man also touches on like a shift in perspective, right? So they could be seeing things differently, or maybe even stepping into your shoes and seeing things from your perspective here. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands followed by the Two of Pentacles in their feelings. Yeah, there could be something that they're doing in particular this week to kind of grab your attention. But Six of Wands followed by the Two of Pentacles is like desiring a successful outcome or wanting something to work out, but still going back and forth in their mind about how to approach it or how to execute it. This may also be someone who feels like they're in a bit of an indecisive energy, because there is a level of emotional confusion that they feel with the Seven of Cups, where it's like, you know, my thoughts are clouded, or my you know, my emotions are feeling very overwhelming, or I'm feeling very exhausted in the current moment. There's something here that's causing them to feel like they can't see the situation with you clearly, or there's something that feels very uncertain. Knight of Pentacles, they feel like they need to think about things thoroughly before making a decision. Knight of Pentacles could be a bit of a premeditated energy, or it's just like thinking about things thoroughly, you know, thinking about every possible outcome, really analyzing a situation before you act on it. So that could be the reason why this person feels like things are stagnant between the both of you, but there's also a part of them that feels like they can't rush you know, something with you, or they can't just jump to a decision or a conclusion here. Okay. The Page of Swords. Definitely very curious about you. I also feel like with the Page of Swords, guys, like there may be something here where this person feels like they acted too soon, or they said something very impulsively and they feel like it came off very immature, or it came off as if they were handling things in a very careless manner. There may be an age gap between the both of you. King of Wands. I do feel with the King of Wands, there's like a heavy fixation on you, but it's a very indirect energy. And there's also an energy of like, I don't want to say overthinking the situation, but they're really not wanting to rush into something or rush to do something, because they feel like in the past when they almost like acted on something impulsively, it really impacted the connection between the both of you. There may even be something this person wants to communicate with you, but they're having a hard time getting it out, or someone here may have a stutter. I'm picking up on that energetically. Five of Swords, yeah. A lot of mental conflict. There could even be something that you guys like are disagreeing on, or having a hard time seeing eye to eye on, that they're continuously revisiting. Where it's like, okay, if we can't agree on that very thing, or something feels like a deal breaker, are we able to work through that? Or is that, you know, something that's going to cause a block for us moving forward? Excuse me. I also feel like with the Page of Swords and the Five of Swords, guys, like there could be something that this person, that is visible to this person about you as they're, you know, keeping tabs on you, and it could feel very conflicting. So like, for example, if, you know, this person has access to your social media, maybe something is visible to them where they feel like you're not as invested in this connection. Someone here definitely has a stutter, or this person is really struggling to communicate with you. They could acknowledge their emotions towards you, but I think that it's someone who struggles with articulating their feelings, or putting their feelings into words, or their thoughts into words. Page of Swords, the Hierophant. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus. It's like they definitely have commitment on their mind here, but, you know, this card could also touch on, you know, the differences in terms of like morals or values, possibly even like religious factors in some cases, or cultural factors. And it's like there's a heavy fixation on you, but there's also a very hesitant energy, especially when it comes to making a firm decision with the Two of Pentacles there. What's the Hierophant? The Five of Pentacles. So this person could feel like they did not act on an opportunity to be in a commitment with you when they had the chance to. And now it's like thinking about the connection and thinking about you, but also viewing possibly you as like, or the connection as a missed opportunity. And the Five of Pentacles, interestingly enough, it could also be someone who's going through something financially, or it could be read as like not feeling like you know enough or have enough. So again, going back to what I was saying, a mentality of lack. Page of Pentacles. The Devil. I feel like this is something that's really worrying this person. This is a connection that they're thinking about quite a bit this week. The Devil could even be symbolic for obsessive thinking. But as much as I see that, I also feel like what's impacting this connection or something that is worrying this person, they're really struggling to speak up about it. You may be dealing with a Capricorn. It's like this person views you as someone that they have very strong emotions for. But when it comes to like expressing that to you, or when it comes to quite literally putting their feelings into words and opening up to you, especially in the emotional department, there is some sort of severe difficulties that they face with that. This is someone who keeps their emotions to themselves. And this could even be someone who's having a hard time processing their emotions. So furthermore, it's resulting in them, expressing them to you, right? Like if we can't process our emotions or we don't understand how we're feeling, it's going to be very difficult for us to explain it to someone else. The Devil being clarified by the Sun and the Knight of Wands. I feel like they're, with the King of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Sun card, like this person is definitely going to, be communicating with you. I just feel like they're struggling to take things to the next level, or this is someone who can communicate with you when things are surface level or when things are fun and humorous. But when it comes to the emotional department, they're really struggling with that. Like this is someone who either quite literally struggles with opening up about their emotions, or it's not really struggling about opening up about their emotions. It's quite literally having difficulty turning their emotions or thoughts into words and articulating them to you. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.